I like you the best
when you don't wake up.
I like you the best
When you don't come home.
This is episode 3 of the Milo Show. I'm just gonna start, because we're not here to listen to me. We're here to talk to people. We're here to talk to people like Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Jeff.
This is Linda and Jordan. I have her on the Milo Show today because we're going to be talking about Mittenfest, a 5-day-long music festival out in Ypsilanti, once or twice Ann Arbor. Ypsilanti usually. It's been going on for 10 years now. 5 nights of live music, bands from all around Michigan, raising funds for a good cause. Linda.
Yes.
Tell us more about Mittenfest. What is Mittenfest's raison d'etre?
Well, I mean, Mittenfest is a great music festival, and it highlights all really the great talent we have in Michigan.
Right.
It kind of started out as more of a folk festival back in maybe year 1, year 2, and it still has elements of that in it, but it's really, we've expanded our horizons and have included a lot of different genres.
And it's benefit for, we haven't even mentioned its cause.
Right. And so all the proceeds go to 826 Michigan.
Right.
And that's a nonprofit based in Ann Arbor, but they have programs in Ypsilanti and Detroit.
Right.
And it's youth creative writing, and they do some really great, great creative stuff with kids. And we're glad to give all the money to them.
Every time I bring it up, they hear 826 and they're like, "Oh, is that thing Dave Eggers started?"
Yeah, it is.
Right. Right. This is Michigan's chapter.
Michigan's chapter.
Helping students in Ypsilanti area, even the Detroit area too.
Right. They expanded, I think, a year ago to Detroit and have a lot of programs in Detroit as well.
So, Mittenfest, you started helping last year. Can you tell people more about what your role with Mittenfest was and how you first got involved?
Sure. So I've gone to every Mittenfest except the first one. And
that's more than me. I've gone to only 8. You've gone to 9.
I have you beat by 1. But 8 is very impressive.
I know.
Yeah. I lived in New York for a long time, so I was out of Michigan, and Mittenfest really kept me connected to that scene, and I was really thankful for that. And also, all of my friends were in one spot over the holidays, so I'd come home and it'd be a reunion.
That's the thing. This is a homecoming situation.
It's definitely a homecoming situation, and for a lot of musicians too. Some people who have moved to Chicago or moved to other places come back and play it.
Right.
The musicians just have to have roots in Michigan or be based in Michigan.
And you're an organizer, curator. What are you doing? What's your main contribution?
I think organizer is the right term. Yeah.
Herder of cats.
Right. Yes.
Chasing bands.
Yes. There's lots of emails, lots of band chasing. But bands, all of the bands donate their time, which is amazing. No one gets paid for it. All the money goes to 826 Michigan.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And so I moved back to Michigan last year, and
how could you stay away?
Exactly. And I moved to Detroit and was going to a lot of shows, and I've always had this connection to Mittenfest, and so it kind of made sense for me to step up, I think, and really help with the organizing of it.
No matter what, it seems that Mittenfest has this supernatural ability to create goodwill. No one is ever a jerk. Everyone just loves being at Mittenfest. What is it about it that just makes it has that magic to it?
I mean, I think it goes back to the musicians who, and especially the ones who have played every year.
That's like Frontier Ruckus.
Yeah, they're playing this year, which we're very excited about.
Of course.
Missy Lynn hasn't missed a year.
Right.
Matt Jones. I think Carol Gray has maybe played in the most band. I would wager that she's played in the most bands in Mittenfest.
Right. This year, for the first day of the year, for the first day of the 5-day festival, you're going to recreate the actual lineup of the actual first day from year 1.
Yes, well, very close, very close to the lineup.
Cool.
Some of it wasn't feasible, but yep, all of the bands that are playing the first night played Mittenfest 1. So I think it's going to be a really special night, and we thought it was fitting in honor of our 10-year anniversary.
You spoke about this before, but last year you had an opportunity to invite a lot of bands and a lot of musicians, a lot more women in the situation, a lot more female artists, which is awesome.
Yeah, we were really excited about that. I'm also involved with an organization called Seraphine Collective, and we're based out of Detroit, and our whole mission is to promote women in the music and art scenes. And so we do that by booking shows, and eventually want to have our own venue. So that's important to me, and it's Dina, who's also an organizer. She is also in Seraphine Collective.
Dina Bancoli of
yes,
she's
in
Casual Sweetheart.
Casual Sweetheart, yeah. A great band that's doing really well right now.
I mean, Seraphine Collective, it's just promoting an atmosphere of encouragement.
Right, and also connecting female or female-identified musicians and artists. So one of the things that the founder, Lauren Rossi, noticed when she started interviewing female musicians, because she was just interested in. She's heard a lot of the same problems that women were having coming up, and women are underrepresented in bands, even more underrepresented as sound engineers or on the production side of music. And so just connecting, giving women an outlet, so prioritizing bands that are female driven, but also connecting women and making sure that they have the same opportunities, and then encouraging new musicians to start a band, right, to pick up an instrument and not feel like they need an invitation to be a musician.
Right. And you're in the music scene too. You've got a group.
I do have a group.
Best X's.
Yes, we're called Best X's. It's a 3-piece.
And one of those guys lives in Ypsilanti. Right?
Yep, Jim Sherwick.
Yeah.
Yep. We started writing songs together last winter when I moved back to Detroit, and it was really fun. yeah, we
What
turned
are you
it
guys?
into a band.
What are you guys working on next, or what are you looking forward to next?
So we're writing new songs.
Right on. We
And
have songs up on Bandcamp.
we have songs on Bandcamp. And we are really focusing on getting a few more songs and then recording in December.
Cool.
And we'll be debuting those songs at Mittenfest.
And Seraphim Collective is maybe doing something in early December connected to that Slater Kinney show. Yeah?
Yep, there's an after party.
That's good stuff, man.
Yep,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it should be really fun.
Right.
Yeah, yes, they're some heroes of ours, so, when they come to town, we like to rally the troops.
First night of Mittenfest this year is the 30th, or is it New Year's? Or is it
It's the 29th.
It's the 29th.
Mm-hmm, it's the 29th.
Great.
So we also have, last year we didn't, Mittenfest did not occur on New Year's, which I thought was really
It
sad.
didn't feel right.
Didn't feel right, and I didn't even know what to do for New Year's. 'Cause
Right.
It's always, I love Mittenfest at New Year's, and everyone gets very festive and very dressed up, and that feeling that you were describing is there, and maybe even more so on New Year's. And yeah, that's the only place I want to be on New Year's.
It's so easy to get real sentimental around Mittenfest.
Yeah.
And we don't care how cynical you want to get. We're gonna be sentimental, and we're gonna wear sweaters, and we're gonna feel good, and we're gonna toast. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Bye.
We can party all night
At the rock and roll liquor store. At the rock and roll liquor store. At the rock and roll liquor store.
All right. So we're here in Assemble Sound. I'm going to be talking to Brian and Brent of Passalacqua. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
I wanted to have you guys on since episode 1. I've been waiting a long time.
It just didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. Here we are now.
But here we are. It's working out now.
So, I hope the folks at home know a lot about you already, but can you share a little bit for them about how you guys got together 5 years ago to make this thing that you call Passalacqua?
What does it look like? You gonna do this one? It started sort of just like the short of it was just like, let's just do this.
Right.
I was doing solo stuff. Blowout came around 2010, 10 maybe?
March 2010?
Okay, it was March 2010. That was where I actually first met you.
Right.
And it was, I knew this was like a show that was going to be important for some reason. I was just like, I need a hype man. I hadn't had a hype man ever.
How prophetic.
Yeah, right? And so I was just like, I knew we've known each other for a while, and I think Brent would probably understand, like, he would be a good hype man.
Right.
He could rap well, and so I figure, like, why not? And so we did that, and it worked out really well, and more solo shows came, and he remained hype man. I was like, let's just do a project. It just seemed, people were really liking what we were doing, and it just became the natural next step.
Freshest in people's memories will be an EP called Banglatown, but before that you had a really powerful record called Church. Before we could get into what you're working on now, can you talk about that record and what that meant to you and what you put into that record?
The Church record came about because of the collaboration between Flint Eastwood, so Jax Anderson and Steph Anderson. And so they were kind of itching to collaborate, and they came to a few Passalacqua shows, and we went to a few Flint Eastwood shows,
Right.
Power at the time.
Right.
And I remember going to a show at the Majestic Cafe, or I should say the Magic Stick, the smaller room, and Jax and Seth were playing, and literally their fan base was like trying to bust the floor, like cave the floor in. And so after I saw that, I was just kind of like, I'm sold. Like,
Yeah.
I want to work with them.
I want some of that.
And then vice versa, I think they saw our show and were kind of like, oh, these guys are wild too. And so naturally we began to create what is known as church.
Right.
And we started recording in a Madison Heights church. And then, you know, here we are at a Simple Sound at a church.
We're in church.
And so, yeah, I feel like that project kind of was the spark or the linchpin to a lot of things happening in Detroit music.
So you talked about putting out that first EP with a little bit of whimsy, like you put it out, see if it works, see if it catches. But it really did catch. You guys really did get an audience. You got a lot of people really excited.
Thanks to your writing.
Well, no, I don't know about that. I mean, I was thinking about the experience of, you know, an artist, whether they're in a rock band or whether they're a rapper, they want to start a project. They're hoping they'll reach an audience. They're not sure what they'll get, but you guys really, I think it's safe to say, sparked a lot of excitement around here. Talk about adapting to that attention and, you know, still writing, but still knowing that a lot of ears are going to be open.
I think when it comes to like adaptation, I think, you know, that's something Brian and I do well. I think when it came to receiving the Kresge as a group and being recognized for performing arts in Detroit by, you know, this prestigious foundation, I don't think we knew what that meant. It's just like, you know, here's 25 racks,
right?
You know, have a good time,
right?
And you know, we're still trying to figure out, you know, what does a Kresge artist mean. What I think Kresge has done a good job at is being able to say, hey, like, how do you make more impact with your art?
That's the big question.
And so for us, you know, it's been collaboration. It's been you know, working in the schools, and it's been just being genuine people.
Yeah.
And being people of our word.
Right.
And so yeah, I think that, you know, when it comes to being able to be fluid in this Detroit music scene, that's something that, you know, we've done pretty well.
Right.
Better than most.
I think so. It speaks volumes when someone who's sort of in the limelight like that actually does more than just perform or write songs or say cool things on Twitter. You know, you're getting involved with the Grace Lee Boggs School. You're getting involved with the grounds crew. Can you talk more about those projects that you guys do?
I know when we, as we got more attention for our music and we got more attention for our art, I know one of the questions that kind of burned deep in me was kind of like, okay, what am I doing with this privilege, right? And a lot of people in Detroit, there are some people in Detroit that are invisible. They don't have voices. And so here are two performing artists who get a chance to touch a mic every week, at least. And so it's kind of like, you know, what are we saying? Like, what are we doing off stage? And I think we have a lot of brain power together, and I feel like that shouldn't just be in music. It should be in other things. Yeah.
It'd be a waste of brain power if it was just like fucking 3 rap songs a year or whatever.
Right. I mean, you have 2 brains. You might as well.
Yeah, well, put them to use.
All right, so we talked about Church. We've talked about the other records you've done, but you've been working on the new record with Zach Ships for a couple years now. How's it going?
It's going swimmingly.
Swimmingly?
Yeah, it's going really well. We kind of came together. Was Church done at the time when we started getting with Zach? It was like, so yeah, Church was pretty much finished. We just, it just didn't see its release yet. And then we started working with Zach, and we didn't know what it was going to be. We didn't know if we're going to do a song and then that's it. But we all worked really well together. And that's hard to say with the producer. And before Zach, we're usually given like, here's a batch of beats, or like you listen to a guy make a beat and like, okay, this is yours, whatever. With Zach, we go in, sometimes, like Brent will have like, oh, I got this idea for a chorus.
But you might have nothing.
Or you might have nothing, and we'll just start throwing everything against the wall and see what sticks, and then it's like, oh, that's kind of a nice, I like that drum break, let me write some over that, and then it just keeps building. And a lot of the songs on this album were kind of written on the fly, which is, again, it's a different thing. I mean, just personally, I usually will write something and then hate it and then pace around and then like, oh, does this work? And then I'll spend months on a fucking track nobody's gonna really care much about. So we can knock out a song in a half an hour and it feels so much more like you just trim the fat immediately. If it doesn't work, you scrap it. And we've come together with some really interesting songs.
Silent dancing on a private mansion. Welcome to a party scene. Ashy needs with a dry scout, cracking coconuts for body sheen. Baby oil for the gasoline. Came all the way here to hear us go. Baby mama smoking, let me clear my throat. Baby mama smoking, let me clear my throat. I put the flame to it, kept flame, we do it. Had ease on that crazy fluid. Shed ease, man. The details for a dim guy, not much on my mem card. Poor lighthouse got the ship lost. Poor lighthouse got the ship lost. Loose up plot, wonder where we flip flop. Wonder where we crisscross. Why you got crisscross? Master got hip toss. Master got hip toss. Now I'm stuck. Feeling like a butt. Feel like cheese with a push of another big butt. Catman coming. Catman coming. Tell everybody that the Catman coming. Treat someone regulating. We like the one of the storytellers telling it. The storytellers tell it. Can I better? Speak to my brother. Can I better? Speak to the better.
So high, we touch the sky. It's very mad. It's Sally on the side.
That's what I tell myself. So now you know. That's what I tell myself. So now you know.
Got a top dedicated all together. Better, gotta bring it tough like leather. When the hell am I set up? Headed for the better, but I never know what the pedal develop. Thinking part of it, the level that I double level that I'm part of it. How many risks I want to break it to? Some of them was running out and get it like a better than they get a win and they get the yellow boy. Sometimes gotta get a lot of words in. Sometimes I'm a little more urgent. See them feet on running.
Hey, you don't care, people are like coming. When the water hit the metal, when you want another level, boy, you out of here. When the water hit the metal, boy, yo, you out of here. When the water hit the metal, boy, you out of here. When the water hit the metal, boy, you out of here.
Cat man dance, cat man dance.
Do that cat man dance, that cat man dance. Use your claws, not your hands. 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 About time. Had a good time. Let's stretch it out.
You want to talk more about the lyrical content going into this? Because Brent, you told me earlier that things are getting a lot heavier this time.
Yeah, I just think, you know, when you've worked on a project for the last 2 years, there's life happenings, you know, within that 2 years. There's life events. And so I think we were, you know, we made ourselves vulnerable to write about those life events. Some tragic, some sad, some, you know, very optimistic. And I think when it comes to, like, the content, I think Brian and I wanted to, I don't know, we're really into words and just, like, these weird phrases. And so when we were on tour, like, one of the songs is called Apophenia. And it's the idea that, you know, finding meaning in something that doesn't have any meaning. It's like borderline schizophrenic, but recognizing patterns, and that's something that, you know, I kind of, I don't know, dilly-dally with all day.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where I wanted to make a song about it.
Right.
I would say, like, Brian and I, we make a conscious effort about rapping in terms that people have not rapped in, like, you know, so like if you typed it into
A lot about food from you sometimes.
a lot of food, a lot of like just random objects, a lot of like throwback, like musicians that you probably never heard of that Brian might spice in his lyrics.
I think I mentioned Procol Harum on this album. what the fuck am I doing?
What was that? Lighter shade of gray, whiter shade of gray,
Whiter shade of
pale. We'll look it up. Paler shade of gray. Yeah.
paler shade of white. Pale shade.
You know,
paler shade of white.
This is gonna be out right after Thanksgiving. Yeah. What are you guys thankful for?
I'm thankful for 2016.
Yeah.
And the idea that like 2015 is a wash.
Yeah.
And we have this like new year on the horizon, and like you don't have to you can have like really great ideas about what 2016 is, and it's not gonna do anything to you. Like we don't have to act on anything that we're gonna be doing in 2016 right now.
Right. What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for you, Jeff.
Oh man.
I'm thankful for Jeff. I'm thankful for Christy.
All right.
And what Preston was great. Thankful for 2016. No way am I gonna answer that question better. That was perfect.
Are we gonna get that record out in 2016?
Yes, new record. I do want to say too, Brian and I, like we want to in 2016. We haven't really acted on it, but we want to be able to export more Detroit talent, you know, out to other cities, and we want to be able to allow like some of our friends to experience what we've experienced on tour and traveling. And so yeah, like we definitely have some bigger ideas as far as like what we want to do for musically in 2016.
We won't hold you to it.
Yeah. No, hold us to it, please. Make us accountable.
But we'll be listening. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks. Oh.
Yes.
Hi, Elise.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. So now we're here talking with Elise McCoy of MPV. And you guys are going to be playing on December 3rd at the Magic Bag with the Beggars. Tell us about this show. What's going on?
So, Steven from the Beggars asked us if we'd be interested in playing this show for Doug Podell's Rock 900.
Right.
Which is something that airs on cable. And we've always been a huge fan of the Beggars, so when they asked us to...
Charming band.
They're amazing people.
Right.
And they have great music, so...
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan, and I was so excited to play with them. So yeah, that's happening on the 3rd at the Magic Bag.
All right. Tell us more about your band. I first heard about you guys back in 2010, and you were called My Pal Val now it's MPV. So tell us more about how that band got started and its evolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been a band a long time, so it's kind of a long story, I guess. But to break it down, Val and I have been best friends since we were like 13.
That's your drummer.
Yeah. And so we got together and started playing music at a really young age, and we went through all the evolutions that you do as a teenager and liking different styles and things. And then we started kind of doing different projects. We had a band together when we were younger, and then I was doing solo stuff for a while in my later teen years. We met John, who is a really great bass player and a good friend, and the three of us just clicked instantly. And Val and I were living in a house together, so we had John come over and we just played some music together, and we really didn't think it was going to be anything serious, but here we are like 8 years later. So I think we're a band for life.
Right on.
Yeah.
Do you think that at the moment there is a cohesive sound that you guys are most drawn to? Do you have a collective sort of influence that you share? I mean, the EP that I'm listening to lately, there's a lot of pop elements, there are a lot of melodies and hooks, but it's definitely hard. There's a lot of edge to it too.
Yeah, definitely. So we're all really big fans of like 90s music. Anything alt rock from that era is a big influence on all of us. We share a lot of the same favorite bands, and then we each have our own little individual things that we like too. So
Right on.
It kind of all comes together in this pretty cool way, and the songs that I write tend to tend to be harder, but also I feel like I'm a really melodic writer, so I always write the melodies first and then kind of fit the lyrics in afterwards. So I think that's where the pop edge comes in. It's because I think a lot about the melodies. I think that's important.
Right on.
Ferris wheel, you stopped by and now I know that it was only in my dreams. If I can't say anything to you, or I'll say everything.
Tell us, this will have aired after you have played a fundraiser for Girls Rock Detroit. Tell us about joining that lineup and why that was important to you and this organization and what you think of it.
Yeah. So pretty early when they started planning for Girls Rock Detroit, I was asked if they could host their end of camp showcase at Dime, where I work.
Awesome.
So I was kind of involved in that process and collaborating with them, and I just think that what they're doing is really amazing. I think it's cool to kind of give young girls an avenue and an option and let them know that they can play rock music. And so seeing that showcase was such a cool thing, and being a part of it has been amazing. Cool.
Tell us about the EP that you put out recently.
Sure, it's called Unless We Trust. It's 4 tracks that we've written over the course of the last couple of years, and it was a really great recording process.
Yeah.
We did a lot of pre-production, so we were totally ready when we went into the studio.
It's very crisp.
We just knocked it out, and
Yeah.
it was just like a really quick thing, and every other recording process I've ever done was sort of slow going, and so this was quite the opposite, and it was really great. Did it at Temper Mill, mixed it at Studio A, and it took no time at all, and bang, it's
Right
there.
on. You guys recently played CMJ. Had you ever done that before?
So that was our first trip to New York, actually. So it was incredible.
All right.
Loved it, yeah.
How was it? How did it go?
It was really cool. We played 3 shows. We played at Pianos, the Delancey, and the Bowery Electric. So all 3 venues were incredible. The sound was killer. We played with a band out of Chicago called The Kickback that blew my mind, and I can't stop listening to them now.
You have future plans? New Year's Eve, maybe?
Yeah, actually, I think we just got confirmation that we're opening for Electric 6.
Electric 6.
Yeah, at St. Andrews Hall for New Year's Eve. So we're pumped about that. It's going to be great.
Amazing. Has this been the best year ever?
Yeah, actually, it's been the best year of my life, I think. I can't even compare it to any of the other years.
I don't ask that just of anyone. I just actually get the vibe, having followed you this year, it just seems like it has been one of your best years ever.
I think so too. Yeah, I think I mean, with the band, we've been playing together for so long, it finally feels like we're moving in the right direction together, which is great.
Thanks, Elise.
Yeah,
thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, we're live here. Wee hours of the morning. It's 12:30. Laura Willem's birthday party. Drummer for Duende. Carjack's about to go on. Any minute now. Ryan Rosman. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be electric, it's gonna be inspiring, and if he gets too close to the camera, he might fall right on the lens. So I hope you enjoy, alright? Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm ready, dog. Almost quit time. One more hour to go. I wanna go, say, I wanna go. Almost quit time.